Good morning, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about classroom capture. So first of all, what is classroom capture? Classroom capture technology allows a lecture or workshop to be videoed and watched at a later time. However, it's more than just a camera on a tripod at the back of the classroom. Microphones, cameras, lighting, software, all of that has to be in sync in order for classroom capture to work properly. Through this presentation, we're going to discuss the different aspects of classroom capture. So first of all, who will classroom capture impact? Since classroom capture will only be used in the library for these purposes, it will be used for non-course based work. So it's not going to be used for courses, English courses, biology courses, things like that. It will be used for library-based workshops. So it's going to benefit any student or staff who wants to access these videos. Courses and workshops offered by the library tend to have a long wait list, so they'll now be able to be viewed online or wherever the library chooses to post those videos. It's also going to be extremely beneficial to students who are distance education students, students who maybe have a job or children or cannot physically come to the workshop. Maybe it doesn't align with their schedule, or perhaps they don't even come to campus at all. And if they would like to attend these workshops but can't, now they're going to be able to access them online. It's also going to be beneficial to students with disabilities. Any student who maybe would like to view the course more than one time, or perhaps they have trouble hearing and they would like closed captioning. All of that will be available through these videos. So how is classroom capture going to affect the North Carolina State University community? So laptops and webcams have been used to record these workshops in the past. However, they're not really that great. I know when I was teaching, sometimes I'd like to set up a tripod to kind of hear myself teach and see what I needed to work on. And it was really difficult to hear myself above the chatter of the students, and vice versa. It was hard to hear the students when I was asking a question based on where the camera was located in the room. So with classroom capture, that won't be an issue. The microphones will be able to pick up the speaker. They may even be able to pick up a little bit of the discussion with the students, and they will also have a clear image of the speaker. Students are also going to have access to the lecturer's screen, so not only can they see the actual workshop being taught, but they can also see the notes that go along with that workshop. An increase in demand for online access to these courses prompted the discussion for classroom capture in the library. Because these workshops fill up very quickly and because they are waitlisted, it is very beneficial to have these resources available online. Until now, there has been, staff has been working with, similar to PowerPoint presentations, for wide subject areas such as citations and more specific based learning. So these PowerPoints that they create, they're very informative and very well done. However, they take a really long time to produce. So this is going to save staff a long time as well. It's going to save them time as well, excuse me. They won't have to sit down, they won't have to go teach the course, then come and sit down, and then have to put together a PowerPoint presentation to kind of go with what they have already taught. They'll be able to post their video directly to the site, and people or students can view it there. They don't have to create an additional video to go with that. So first of all, DELTA is Distance Education and Learning Technology Applications. So it was formed at North Carolina State University, and it was formed beginning in July 1st. And it started out as an organization under the Provost's office, and the original vision for DELTA was to support teaching and learning with technology both on and off campus. So that includes distance education and learning technologies for campus courses and students. So not only would Delta benefit students who are on campus, but also students who are distance education students, meaning they take a course online or partly online and partly here on campus. So once the decision was made to add classroom capture to the library, the staff was able to visit a Delta classroom. They were able to not only view all of the equipment that is set up for classroom capture, but they were also even able to test a lecture to see how the equipment would run, to see what kind of equipment needed to be installed in the library, and they were able to see how it would upload to a device. So currently there are about 116 classrooms equipped with Delta Classroom Capture on NC State's campus. So these are a list of these are a list of all of the classrooms that are equipped with this technology. So as you can see, there's a lot. There's about 116. These all are available for staff to reserve, whether that be for an online course or just a course that they would like their students to be able to have access to after the course is over. So it's very easy to reserve a course. They can just go online, and Delta recommends that you have a training before you actually use the classroom, just to make sure that you know how to use the classroom efficiently and you know how to upload your video later. So they offer a training, and they offer they will help you get set up to teach your course. Some of the rooms that are offered in that 116, they're actually more equipped for distance education. So they're more equipped with audio and video production. These are a list of some of those. You can see there's not as many. They're not as heavily needed as some of the other ones. The other ones might be used for maybe one course. Perhaps a English professor wants to record a specific course or a specific lesson. The other classrooms would be used for something like that. These classrooms are more equipped for an online specific course or a hybrid course where part of it is online and part of it is here on campus. And as you can see, some of these classrooms up here are for instruction, so for distance education classes and things like that. The courses, the rooms down here are more production suites, so they're more for video production. And then the two down here are mostly for video conferencing. Delta also offers some workshops, so this is kind of their 2018 fall workshops. They not only will teach you how to use classroom capture, but they'll also teach you how to use any of their other devices and technology. You can register, it's very easy to register for a workshop, and they will get you started on whatever you have questions on or whatever you would like to learn. So the stakeholders in this project will be, of course, Delta. Their classroom capture technology is where we're going to purchase this technology. The library IT department, they're going to be the ones to set up the tech, troubleshoot it, fix it, any questions, they'll be able to answer them. They're going to teach the staff how to use it efficiently. And then the library teaching and learning departments. There are several different departments in the library that deal specifically with teaching and learning, and these departments are going to be the ones to use this equipment the most as they teach workshops. So some of the equipment that's going to be needed for this project are cameras. So we have two sets of cameras that could be beneficial in this kind of classroom capture setting. So you have tracking or semi-wide angle cameras. So the tracking cameras, well, actually I have a couple of cameras that could be used. So we have this one. You can see it's got a lot of key features, and it's a very good camera for classroom capture. This one also is another example of a classroom capture camera. You can see they're very unobtrusive, they're not like a camera with a tripod, there's nothing to trip over, they all install on the ceiling and they'll be all out of the way. One thing I found interesting when I was researching classroom capture is that they also have a software. It's called auto tracking software, and it actually allows the camera to focus in on the speaker space and track them wherever they go in the room, which I thought was pretty neat, because most of the tracking cameras require the speaker to wear some sort of beacon or lanyard or something so that the camera knows where they're going. However, with this new software, it will just hone in on their face and they don't have to worry about putting anything on their person. Some of the audio, the thing that was most talked about for this specific classroom capture room will be the ceiling array microphones. So these microphones will install just like a ceiling tile in the ceiling. They will be very inconspicuous. You'll hardly know that they're there. However, they're going to be able to pick up the speaker's voice very clearly and perhaps some of the discussion or questions of the students depending on their location to the microphone. Lighting is also going to be used for classroom capture. For the most part, the lighting in the room will stay the same. All of you, or both of these rooms that we are discussing for classroom capture will be, they're all well lit. They all are equipped with lighting throughout the room. However, extra lighting will be needed for the speaker to make sure that the speaker is clear on video. Also, the classroom capture software. So I've attached Delta's example. So as you can see, make it bigger for you. As you can see, if I play this lecture, then we won't have sound so that we can just focus in on the aspects of this. So as you can see, students have a choice. They can watch the lecture itself and they can see the speaker's notes, which I think is very cool that they'll be able to actually see the speaker's screen as well as listen to them talk. However, if a student perhaps maybe they just want to look at the lecture, they don't really need the notes, it's very easy to toggle this. You can just watch the lecture. Or if they want to just listen to the lecture and read the notes, that is also an option. So this is very beneficial to students who maybe just want to act like they're in the class and watch the video, or maybe they've already been in the class and they just like to hear it again while looking at the notes. That's another option as well. Okay, so the cost. So classroom capture is a very expensive project. So in addition to the cameras, the microphones, the lighting, the software that's going to be needed for classroom capture, we're also going to need to find a closed caption vendor. So this is somebody who can put captions on the videos for our hearing impaired students or staff who wish to view the video. We're also going to need sound dampening panels for the room. A lot of times there can be an echo, especially in a smaller room. So sound dampening panels will help to reduce the echo in the room and make the speaker more easily heard. Classroom capture also works best with a PC. So one of the rooms that we're going to install classroom capture in is ITTC2. It's a teaching lab and it's currently a Mac lab, which means that all of the tech, all of the computers in that lab currently are Mac and Apple products. So that means that all of those computers, all of those tech need to be replaced with PCs and PC compatible technology. So ITTC1 is another one of the labs that we're going to be installing classroom capture in. It is currently a PC lab, so the only thing that will need to be changed there is the addition of a desktop computer that will stay in the room. So a couple of problems with classroom capture in the library. One of the ones is that ITTC2 is a very wide and shallow room, and it also has a column in the middle of the room. So it is makes the placement of that camera very tricky. So that is one of the problems of that specific room. There shouldn't be as many issues with ITTC1. It's more of a regular layout, so that there should be no problem with that specific room. Some lecturers also walk while they teach, so it was proposed to get a tracking camera. However, most of the tracking cameras are not equipped with that facial recognition software, so the speaker would have to wear some sort of beacon or lanyard or something to let the camera know where they are, and they're very easy to forget to put on. So the speaker could go through half of the lecture and not realize that the camera is not tracking them. So it was decided that we would use a wide angle camera to kind of incorporate the whole room instead of tracking the speaker. Also, these rooms are not very large, so it shouldn't be much of an issue. There's not a whole lot of space for a speaker to move around where the camera would not be able to see them. Extra lighting on the speaker, as I mentioned before, is also needed. However, it makes the whiteboard very difficult to read. So to combat that, staff who are going to use the space were polled to see how often they actually use the whiteboards. At this time, staff decided that they don't use the whiteboards very much. They don't use it for any of these workshops really, or anything really beneficial that they couldn't have on their own screen. So right now, nothing is needed in that department. However, if in the future these whiteboards are needed, there is a special whiteboard that can be ordered, and I'll show you what that looks like. So as you can see here, the speaker can write right on the whiteboard, and it will transfer automatically to a digital format, so on a smartphone or a computer or something along those lines. And those can be ordered in the future if it is decided that they're needed. Also, the last problem is that a lot of students aren't very comfortable with speaking directly into a microphone. So having a discussion or having questions from students is difficult to handle because they don't like to speak directly into a mic. It might discourage them from asking questions, or it might discourage discussion simply because they don't want to hold the microphone and seem silly. So one way to combat that, and also lecturers tend to forget to use the lapel mics, just like the beacon. They're often easy to forget, and then you cannot hear what is going on in the classroom. So like I mentioned before, the panels in the ceiling will be the best option for that. Another thing that will need to be done before the classroom capture can actually be used in the library is that speakers will have to convert their current lessons to a more user-friendly or more video-friendly format. So any handouts that they usually give will either need to be converted so that someone watching a video can see them, or they need to be cut out entirely. So things like that will need to be fixed. Delta offers customizable workshops, so if several staff members wanted a workshop on how to convert their lessons, Delta offers the custom workshops, so they can just say, we would like help on how to convert these lessons to a video-friendly format, and it is very easy to request a custom workshop, and Delta will do that for you. They will also have one-on-one consultations, so perhaps there's a piece of tech that the staff member doesn't quite understand how to use or would like more information on. They also do one-on-one consultations with staff. The next steps for this project are going to be well, first of all, the construction for this is going to begin over winter break so that it will minimize the effects to students and staff while work is going on. Once the conversion to classroom capture is completed, a team will be assembled to test the room and make sure that everything is working properly. There will also be workshops for staff on how to use the tech and how to upload these videos. Lessons, as I said before, are going to need to be converted before they can be used in classroom capture. Also, this team is going to discuss the best way to the best place to put these videos. So currently, we have been putting them on the library's website. However, we're going to discuss, the team will discuss whether or not that is the best place to continue to put them, or whether another site might need to be created for that. A closed caption vendor will also need to be contacted and hired for these videos. And at the end of the semester, the same team will reassemble and discuss what went well and what needs to be changed in the future. Thank you for coming, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.